A few weeks ago, Google and Anthropic dropped their most intelligent AI models, Gemini 3 Pro and Claude Opus 4.5. On paper, both looks unbeatable. Benchmark says they are the smartest model ever released. But when I used them to generate real n8n workflows, the results were shocking. So in this video, we will test both models to see which one truly understand the n8n nodes, handle error intelligently, and build workflow with the real logic. And we will find out whether they are really reliable and what challenges you will face while generating these workflows. Today, we are going to test them head-to-head with the same prompt, same task, same challenge, and by the end of this video, you will know exactly which AI platform better in real-world automation work. And one thing I want to make very clear, if you are someone who is serious about building automation, learn the tool itself. Don't rely only on AI. AI can help you, but understanding n8n properly is what actually makes your work stable and reliable. Use every tool for its strength. Before we start testing, here are the top advantages of each model. Let's talk about, first of all, let's take Gemini 3 Pro. So Gemini 3 Pro has this exceptional multi-model and spatial understanding. What does it mean by that? That this model can understand the text, images, diagram, and screenshot together, not just only text. So the second thing is it has 1 million token context for analyzing large workflows and documentation for free. And the third thing is it has the strong at generating structured workflow layout. It means the model can create workflow that are organized in clear and logical order. When you ask it to build an automation, it doesn't just start with a random step. It arranges the nodes in the right sequence so the workflow actually makes sense from the start to end. So these are some advantages of Gemini 3 Pro in free. Now let's talk about the Claude Opus 4.5. It is best in class complex reasoning. And the second one is the superior coding and tool execution. It means the model write cleaner and more accurate code and understand how different tools or nodes should work together. When you ask it to build something, it not only generate the code but also configure the tools or step correctly so the workflow runs without breaking. And it has the strong autonomous task refine and optimization. It means the model can improve its own work without you telling it exactly what to fix. If the first version of the workflow has issue, the model can refine the steps, optimize the logic, and make the workflow more efficient on its own, almost like it's know how to upgrade the task each time. Now let's test everything live. To access Gemini 3 Pro, you will need to go to Google's AI Studio, where the model is available directly. On the other hand, Claude Opus 4.5 is technically free, but it ran out of tokens after just one use case. That's why I have upgraded to the Pro version so we can use this model its full capabilities without limitation. To make this comparison fair, I have created this universal prompt that both models will use to generate the exact same workflow. So here the simple workflow will be creating to generate a UGC style video using an AI on autopilot. Now, first of all, what you need to do is you have to just simply copy this prompt and open your Google AI Studio, and then from here you have to select this Gemini 3 Pro preview and you have to just paste your prompt. Now in the right side bar, you will see there is some run setting is available. You can give a system instruction as well, and you can set up some different setting as well. Now let's move and hit run and let's see how we create our workflow. So Gemini 3 Pro has provided us this result, which includes the workflow overview, and it has given us the prerequisite as well, and also it has given the n8n workflow in the JSON format. So let me just copy this and I will scroll again a little bit. Let's see what we got in the bottom, and we have this critical configuration steps. So it asking us to just copy this workflow, and we have to update the project ID, the model availability, and the authentication and the loop logic as well. And then I will just simply paste this over here and let's see how it worked out. And as you can see, we got one error, which is this one, this refined prompt Gemini, which this node is missing. It means Gemini, whether we haven't installed this node or Gemini did not understand which model should we use in this context. It's probably missed out. So in this case, what you need to do is you have to just take a screenshot and go back to your Google AI Studio and paste that in screenshot, and let's add one more prompt. It says this node is not available. Okay, I have given this prompt which says this node is not available in my n8n instance. What should I do here? Give me some manual step. Don't tell him to regenerate the whole workflow, so it will get more confused. So I will paste this prompt with this screenshot. Let's see what we get. As you can see here, we get the result of that prompt, and it says if the Google Vertex AI chat node is missing from your n8n instance, what you can do is delete this node, add HTTP, and configure like this. It also given us this small JSON node. So let's see if we copy and paste it over here, it comes or not. It's not working. Again, I will copy and paste it over here. It's not working. So we have to do it manually. So as you can see, it gave us the full configuration. You have to just follow it, and then you have to make sure do all the steps. So the question arises, why this question mark node appears? It happens because Gemini 3 Pro isn't fully aware of how n8n works, or it doesn't have the proper knowledge of n8n node library. So when it's unsure, it creates a confusion placeholder node instead of the correct one. But I have the solution for that, which I will show you in this later video. Now it's time to try the cloud and see Anthropic's Cloud and see what we get from the Opus 4.5. Now it's time to test the Claude Opus 4.5. So what I'm going to do, I'll just copy my prompt and change my model Sonnet to Opus. So from here, I will just paste that, and let's see. Let me just turn off my n8n MCP so he doesn't use that. It has access of web search, and let's go give us some research as well. Okay, that's it. And just click on this hit button. Let's see how this n8n will create an n8n workflow. Now, as you can see, it's clearly checking if there is an n8n skill or relevant automation skill available, and it goes, I guess, to the web. There we go. And then we have this n8n generation start working. Now, it has generated our workflow. Now, it's creating the comprehensive step-by-step guide documentation for us, and it is thinking a lot. It's already around 2 to 3 minutes and still working. Now, finally, Claude AI has generated us this workflow. Now, Opus 4.5 has generated, it took 4 minutes to generate this whole thing. Now it's given us this n8n workflow as well as this comprehensive guide how to proceed with this n8n workflow. So now let's test out whether it is working or not. So I will just copy this workflow, open my n8n, and then I will just simply remove all of this and paste over here. Now, as you can see, it gave us the complete workflow. It means like that's absolutely great, to be honest. As you can see, it doesn't include any questionable marking, or you can say question notes. It worked accurately correct, and it gives us this comprehensive guide. Let me check this guide. So creating documentation. As you can see, this is the documentation. So overview, and if it gives us everything related, how should we configure and how should we proceed. So it worked very well. So in my opinion, Claude Opus 4.5 wins this race. And one more thing I want to add here is I use Opus 4.5 a lot to generate my n8n workflow. Maybe just because of some memory it has created this kind of workflow. But overall, if I say the Claude does better job to create an n8n workflow. But let's talk about how we can give a knowledge to these models. So Gemini 3 Pro lag because it doesn't have that proper knowledge. So I will give him a proper knowledge, and as well as the Claude Opus 4.5 as well. So let's see how they will create with the knowledge. But I want to mention this. However, if we talk about handling long messages and deep problem solving, then I guess Gemini takes the lead because it's free and it has the 1 billion context window, which is a huge advantage from that if you see from that perspective. Now, if you go into Claude 1, after this, you will get a lot of errors and you have to solve those errors. Opus 4.5 doesn't allow you to give or add lots of messages. It's around like 15 to 20 in Pro version. I don't know. I will add that screenshot over here. But yeah, this is a disadvantage of Opus 4.5. In the Gemini Pro, you can toggle with a lot of errors. Now let's give them proper knowledge about n8n, the nodes, and all the context they need. And once the model have the information, they can finally extract the knowledge correctly, and we will be able to see how they perform in real, fully informative. Now let's give them a proper knowledge about n8n, the node, the structure, and all the context they need. Once the model have this information, they can finally extract the knowledge correctly. And we'll be able to see how they perform in real and fully informed environment. To give Gemini more knowledge, we will be using n8n documentation repository. It includes everything from notes to examples and plenty of detailed information. This will help the model to understand n8n properly and generate accurate workflows. So you just download the repo and extract into your folder. Now you have the full knowledge base, how n8n works, how the node works, and everything else. Now let's create one combined file that we can upload to our large language model. First, we have to copy the Python code I have provided in the video description. Create a new text file and paste the code and save it as Python file. Make sure Python is installed on your computer. Then open PowerShell and run the script. It will extract all the .md files. Why MD files? Because the n8n documentation is written in Markdown. So we will also merge them into one clean file that we can use as a model knowledge source. It has extracted all the MD files into this file. So I will open it now, and as you can see, all the Markdown files are here. By doing this, we extract only the useful knowledge and remove everything LLM doesn't need. This also helps to save us tokens. After running this command, you will only have a clean file containing all the important n8n documentation. That's it. This is how we combine everything into one documentation. But there is a main issue with the Google AI Studio. Even though it has a 1 million token text window, it doesn't allow uploading a file that is large. Our merge file across 1 million tokens, so we cannot upload it directly. To fix this, we either need to break the file into pieces or reduce the knowledge and include only what's actually needed. So to handle this, the first step is to decide what workflow you actually want to build. Let's say I want to build a Reddit idea fetch workflow. So what I did with the Google AI Studio here is I gave this repository link and tell him to analyze all of this, and it analyzes. And then after, I told him to just extract the knowledge based on the workflow idea. So it gave me this Python code, as you can see here, this one. So because of the original file has 1.2 million tokens, it will exceed the token limit of Google AI Studio. Now that's why I have come to this idea where we will just extract the knowledge which we want. So I will just copy this Python file or command which Google AI Studio has generated for our workflow idea. So I will just copy it and go to my folder where I have saved this n8n document file and open this document and right click, and then you have to just open the terminal and then paste that exact command or Python and run it. Now, as you can see, it is extracting all the files, and there we go. It has extracted and it has saved here. So what I'm going to do, I will just simply create a new Google AI Studio, and then I will paste this knowledge into our Google AI Studio. So as you can see, it is extracting the knowledge, and this is how you can solve the Google AI Studio context window. Now for the Claude, it's very simple. Claude can handle large file uploads, but there is another method you can use it, which is n8n MCP. I have already made a video on that. You can check, link is in description. Now for this tutorial, I will use the file we generated earlier. Now open Claude AI, and then you have to create your project. And after creating your project, you have to give a name, and then in the knowledge section, you have to upload that file. As you can see, it only fills about 50% of the allowed space, which means you could still add more knowledge if needed. But for now, this file alone is enough. Now that we have given both models the proper knowledge, let's test how they respond. I will give fresh prompt and see how will they generate an n8n workflow. So I have already created a prompt. Let me just copy the prompt. So basic idea of that workflow is we will be creating an n8n workflow to fetch all Reddit questions. So this is just for myself, and this is my idea, and I want to see how these two model works. So I have selected Opus 4.5, and in my Google AI Studio there is already selected. So I have made this Google document based on my Google, you can say, based on my n8n idea. So I will paste here and as well as in this Claude AI, and then I will click on the send button for those two models. Let's see how they create this workflow. Now, Google AI Studio using Gemini 3 Pro has generated this full n8n workflow. Let's see whether they have generated the correct right one or wrong one. So I will open my n8n, which is hosted on my Docker. So I'll create a new workflow and paste that workflow which we have created using Google AI Studio. For some reason, I'm not able to paste. There we go. We have successfully added. There are a lot of things are missing here. First of all, this node is not connected somewhere else, which this node, this connection has supposed to connect. Also, there is this workflow seems very, let's see, go back and see what they have given in the configuration. Now, as you can see, it's a step-by-step workflow explanation. It has a schedule, then it has config variable, which is set the node to define your subreddit, exactly what I wanted. Then it has this get existing ID of Reddit and API. So, okay, that's it. And then it has the pre-filter logic code. This is a crucial efficient step before fetching comment and required API calls and duplicate other things. And then it has the filters code, which is basically it gives the score based on the post, and then it will save to Google Sheet. I'm not able to test this workflow because it will take a lot of time, and you can try it by yourself because Google AI Studio is already free. Now, as you can see, we got the set node. It's already set up, and let's see how much. Okay, the Cloud AI is still running, so I will just make sure that open or increase the scalability of this n8n. Now, as you can see, we have this Slack alert as well. When we have this is the analysis engine. There are a lot of things are missing in this workflow. There is no AI in it. There is no logic in it. It will just fetch, get existing ID. Also, there is some missingness here. Okay, sometimes if you come to this situation, what we can do is you can use your own logic and see whether it has generated or not the exact result you are seeking. But if the results are not in your favor, what you can do in that case is you can just tell him to generate or manual stuff, because there are some things are missing in here. Because when I have created my Reddit workflow, let me see, there we go. This is the Reddit content mining, and this workflow is very big. As you can see, it has from merging to coding, it has a lot of things. But if you're going to compare with this workflow, it will be not good because it lacks detail. To be honest, Google AI Studio's workflow lacks a lot of details. If you open this Reddit video idea extractor, it basically lacks a detail. As you can see, the nodes are missing. Nodes are not missing, but you can say Google AI Studio uses a very low nodes, and that's it. This is how Google AI Studio generated our workflow with the given knowledge. Let's see what Cloud AI and Opus did. Now, as you can see, after 4 minutes, we get our Reddit video idea workflow. So I will just copy, and it has given us this whole structure, and it has given us more documentation related to this workflow. If you want to, go and see the structure of the workflow and the node by node explanation, then you can go to the cloud, because as you can see, it lacks in the explanation and it gives us overview of the workflow. It also explained the workflow, but not in that detailed way. So for that case, I give one more point to the Cloud AI, and as you can see, look at the detailing of this workflow. It has Claude Opus 4.5 uses the Reddit node. As you can see, in this case, it uses the HTTP node. Even though n8n has the node, but why I don't know, Gemini doesn't use the node. And then it has this, you can say, a filter by time votes, and this process and find best comments and all of these things. Okay, this is good as compared to Google AI Studio one, and there we go. It has given us Telegram as well, just to make sure. But overall, I want to say one thing is you cannot create workflow in a single prompt. You have to, retry, and you have to give a lot of recursions. But with the knowledge which we have provided, we can upgrade our workflow creation. It will help a lot. Now, without these LLMs, what you can do is to, if, for example, if you are building this workflow and you get some error, instead of going to Claude, because for example, if you ran out of Claude's messages tokens, so you can go to n8n docs AI. From here, you can just simply chat with n8n docs AI. So you don't need to, extract the documentation and put into your LLMs. That's great practice. You can have a memory and you can generate good workflows. But if it comes to error handling, I guess n8n docs AI is far better than Google AI Studio and Cloud AI. Now, as you can see, Google AI Studio is good for beginners, but the Cloud one is more serious. If I say, let's come to conclusion, then I've been using the model for the past 2 weeks, Claude Opus 4.5, and honestly, Claude 4.5 Opus really surprised me. If you compare Gemini 3 Pro with the Claude Opus 4.5, Opus clearly wins. It has large context window, more advanced reasoning, overall better stability, but the downside is that it will cost you around $20. As you can see, if you go to plans, it will cost you around $20. But if you want more limitations, then you can go with the $100 one. So if you are already building a workflow for a client or for yourself, Cloud is great for solving errors and handling the complex logic. But if you are just getting started, then Gemini 3 Pro is a solid option because it's free and you can learn basically from Gemini. You don't need to spend $20. So sometimes Gemini Pro generate broken n8n nodes. Cloud can do that too, but once you give it proper context, it becomes very reliable as compared to Gemini. But Gemini also have more message limit compared to the Cloud. But overall, if I had to pick winner for n8n work, it's definitely Cloud AI, and in my experience, much more powerful than Gemini 3 Pro. But my advice is simple: use everything. When I build workflow, I use multiple tools. For research, I use Perplexity AI, and then sometimes I use different. I even use ChatGPT as well to break content into parts or explain things clearly. I use ChatGPT when I need help to building something I'm not familiar with. I use Opus because it has more knowledge. You can say it can handle more complex tasks. It doesn't have knowledge; you have to give knowledge. But for solving the error, I mostly rely on this n8n document AI. A lot of time I get confused in Cloud AI and Google AI Studio, but instantly sometimes n8n docs give you the perfect solution without hallucinating. So my advice is you should use every large language model because it will overall help you. You don't need to rely on a specific AI, and I advise you to purchase this Claude subscription because it's really worth it, to be honest. Whether you are a coder, whether you are an n8n builder or anything, you can buy the subscription. There are a lot of things to cover in this video, but just because it's taking a lot of time, I have to just stop here. And if you found this video helpful, then subscribe to our channel. And if you found this video informative, then you can just comment it down below to motivate me. And that's it for today's video, and thanks for watching.